That sun is really bad. Hey guys, it's a beautiful day out. Still have my jacket on for wind chill, but man, it's nice. I wanted to make another video as always, just give you guys an update. Today is really nice, which is surprising. The last 2 weeks here in Charlotte, I mean, it snowed, well, it kind of snowed, a lot of ice all over the ground 2 weeks ago. Then on a Monday, it was like 60 degrees, in the 60s. And then that same week, like 2 days later on Wednesday, last Wednesday, it snowed again. And now today, it was a little too chilly to ride my bike to work. And on the way home from work in my car, it said it was 71 degrees outside. I don't quite know if that's official, but either way, that's pretty warm considering that 4 days ago it snowed. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be like 40 again. I mean, what the heck? And then even after that, like tomorrow it's 40. And then after that, it's supposed to be back up to like 60s. It's just crazy weather. So I didn't ride the bike to work, but I wanted to ride it after work a little bit. And it's pretty nice out. Making a quick trip down to the gym here. You guys will probably see this road if you recognize it. You're probably going to see it in a lot of my videos, because it's pretty much the road that takes me anywhere I want to go from my house. I'm going to try to get out more as the weather gets nicer, gets warmer. It's warm into the evenings and the sun is out longer in the evenings. You'll see more videos and I'll get out on some different roads. But for this short time, you're pretty much going to see this road a lot. But I want to give you guys an update. Over the weekend, I was down in Atlanta, and I got to go see my first Supercross race, which was pretty awesome. You know, I've told you guys I sort of grew up riding a whole lot of dirt bikes. I never raced the dirt bike specifically, but there was a track in my hometown, and I used to go out there really from the time I could drive my own, from 16 to about 19. For like 3 years I'd go out and ride at the track and practice on practice days and everything, all during the summer. So I've done a little bit of it. It was an outdoor track, but it wasn't. Those of you that really know the difference, or the main differences between Supercross and motocross, the track was outdoor, but it was built like a Supercross track. Had a lot of real big jumps. It wasn't so much just the layout of the land or the terrain. There were a lot of big jumps built into it, and it was cool. The other cool thing, I did get to meet, I got to meet Chad Reed, which is pretty cool. I root for Reed from Seattle. I mean, there was always Villapoto, but he's gone now. But I've rooted for Reed before Villapoto was even around. So, and I got to talk to him for a little bit. I saw him outside of the Supercross. I didn't see him at the track. There was another event going on that I do involving my work, and a lot of the motocross guys were there. A lot of them had their teams. Ironically enough, just being curious, I only spent a few minutes talking to Chad, and I spent more time talking to the guys that are on his team, on his crew. Just, you know, finding out more about what works, what goes on with Supercross and sort of the inner workings of it, that if you can get a pre-race, you know, pit pass and go see some of it, but then some of the rules, like what do they have for inspections, rules, the winner of the race, you know, what do they take apart to see if you're legal or not, things like that. We're getting more broke in. We're still not going real fast, but we're revving up higher, breaking the engine in. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I thought kind of the coolest thing were the engine rules. They told me the block, crankcase, cylinder head, all that had to be OEM part numbers, but you could essentially do whatever you want to the internal parts to make more power. And that was pretty cool, because I had a go-kart class that I raced that was in what they called an open class, and it was pretty much the same rule. You had to start with, or the engine block kind of had to be, they all had to be the same, a specific one, and then from there you could, you know, bore it out, put a bigger piston in, change the cam, work on the cylinder head. You could do whatever you wanted to it, but you had to start with, everyone had to start with the same engine. And that was kind of cool. He told me the frames had to be OEM numbers, OEM frames, OEM swing arms. In both cases, they could add material, like if they wanted to strengthen a piece or put a gusset in or something like that, they could add material, but they could not take away. So none of the Supercross frames are any lighter than the frame on the dirt bike you just buy at the dealership. If anything, they're heavier because they've added material at certain places. Plastics had to be OEM. Obviously, you can change colors and stuff like that, but they had to be OEM style, they said. And so you're still looking like a dirt bike. Nobody's doing crazy things, you know, changing the way they look. Another thing that was, you know, I think would be very interesting, the suspension. They said the suspension was pretty much open. They could basically do whatever they wanted. They can't have anything like wheel speed sensors, talking to the ECU. So, I mean, there's ways to get traction control, I guess, but you can't do it by a wheel speed sensor. I didn't really ask him about launch control so much. I know Kawasaki's got their commercials that have the launch control, and he didn't really say that you could not have launch control, but it he said sort of the same thing. You can't operate off a wheel speed sensor, and I don't know if they operate that way. The ones that you can just buy from the dealership, I have no idea. But it was pretty sweet to go to see some of those guys, to actually go see one live. A little bummed out there's no Seattle event, because I did kind of always want to go back to see it. I never saw it when I was riding the bikes and everything. I was always just busy and riding my own bike. But Atlanta was the next closest thing to me. And when I realized I was going to be there the same week that they were, I pretty much just told myself I was going no matter what, and I made it work and I got to go. So not much of a topic really, just an update, share with you guys something cool I got to do, or that I thought was cool. And you know, for those of you who just like motorcycles in general, you know, you'd appreciate going to a Supercross race. It's a pretty good show. They always put on a good show. And I want to go to some more, not just Supercross. I've just gotten into motorcycles a lot. I've always been into them, but I've gotten more into them over the last 2 years or so. and then riding the street bikes. And especially now having this, I would like to go see either a superbike or a MotoGP race or something like that. I think that would be awesome to go see those guys just go nuts on these things. But leave a comment below if you guys have been to an event, Supercross event, you know, sport bike race, flat track dirt bike race. Hell, I used to see them race on ice. Really anything. Just kind of share with me. Let me know what you guys have done, what you guys have gone and seen. If you like the videos so far, keep hitting the subscribe button. I got some stuff that could be coming up. Kind of exciting if I get some people to follow the channel. Shout out to the few of you guys that are right now. You guys are some of the first ones, and it's kind of cool, even on a small scale for me, just to have people subscribed. And you know, you want to see what kind of videos I put out, you want to see what I'm doing, and that's pretty cool. But anyway, we're here at the gym. I'm gonna end the video, get my workout in, because that's what I do. You know, well, I don't want to make it sound bad. That's not what I do, but I like to stay fit, stay in shape a little bit. Oh, jump this curb. Yes. I'll see you guys on the next ride. As always, ride safe, enjoy. I hope some of you guys are getting nice weather like this. See y'all later.